Peace and love, you magnificent wonders with a spiritual level of being. Nathan here from a spiritual level of being. You have a spiritual level of being. And today we'll be discussing Sabianism. Now, the Sabians were a mysterious Gnostic group. Their original identity has seemed to be lost to time. Some historians identify them as a type of Gnostic group or a type of mandaean group or even a mandaean group. Now, some historians say we shouldn't try to label them as most of their identity has been lost. They were mentioned in the 3 times in the Quran, and one text say they were a group of people led astray from the wrong religion or turned away from the wrong religion, but they also say this about Christians and Jews. And in the 10th century on, Islamic communities will call any pagan or someone not of their religion Sabian. They would label Greeks, Buddhist, and even the Egyptians as Sabians. Now, the Syriac Christians describe the Sabians as star worshippers, but more than likely the case, they were big on astrology and mathematics, as their descendants were mathematicians and astrologers. Now, this being said, today they have survived on as the Mandaean Sabians, which have mostly fled their home countries of Iraq and Iran due to Islamic persecution. Now, they believed in an unknowable, externally existing God that created the spiritual world, and they believed that Satan created the material world to trap human souls. They worshipped the angelic caretakers of the world that they believed worked through prophets in order to guide humanity towards heaven and the reunification with God, being one with God again. Now, they believed that divine intent and human interpretation of holy text was very limited, of limited value. Now, they didn't believe that there was only one way of worshipping God, as they seen that everyone had their own way of worshipping God. They allowed both males and females to preach. They were both considered to be worthy of priesthood. Now, I will say this, they were a more male-dominated society. Now, they only allowed one spouse, so you were allowed only one husband and one wife. Divorce was always allowed. They shunned gay sex, but they were okay with cousins getting married, but just not any more intermediate family. Adultery was equally shunned by both male and females alike. Now, priests were seen as having divine insight and divine authority given to them by God, though they could revoke corrupt priests, so they could remove them from position of priesthood if they were corrupt. So this is pretty much all we know of this group, as today they are now a part of the Mandaeans. So peace and love, everyone. I love you all. Connect to one mind and soul. Namaste.